Welcome back, you guys. Today we're doing a coolant flush on my 1998 Ford Ranger. This is a all-inclusive guide to teach you the basics to do your own coolant flush from home. Let's get started. Mine has a protector for the radiator. There's a petcock right inside that little cover. Crack the petcock open to drain all the coolant out. And if you don't have one of these, go to the other side of the radiator and you're gonna have to pull that hose off and drain out all the coolant. Make sure when you're getting your radiator flush, you look at the instructions on how to properly use it. They're all slightly different in their own way. So now just crack that bolt. It is plastic, so be careful. If you notice, it's draining pretty slow. Because this is a pressurized system, you have to open up the radiator cap to be able to drain it all. Let's get into cleaning the coolant reservoir. You're gonna disconnect this hose from the radiator cap, or radiator cap entrance area. Pull the hose out and shove it through the bottom. Just make sure your drain pan's underneath. It sucks itself out by siphoning. Sometimes you need to give it some assistance. You can either blow into the reservoir or grab a turkey baster and suck out the water to start the siphon. Now just spray it out with the hose. And re-siphon it. Make sure you spray it out while siphoning so that it picks up all the loose debris and doesn't get stuck in there. When your coolant's done draining, tighten up that petcock bolt. I used a socket. I just put it over so I could get a better grip because I don't have a very open shot of it. With funnels, I will not be making this mistake again. As you can tell, I leaked a lot of water and coolant. I tried taping my funnel because it didn't fit properly. Big mistake. Next time, I will be getting the proper funnel. Local hardware stores have it for about $50 to $60, and Amazon has it for about $24. So if you want that link, go to my description. It'll be in there. Add all the water, and make sure that you turn on the car with the heater on and burp out the air. You want the heater on so that it circulates through the heater core. And make sure that your coolant reservoir is full. Take all your old coolant, dump it into the proper containers. Google in your area and figure out how to dispose of coolant properly and take it there. Now take her on a test drive. Watch that needle and make sure it doesn't get too hot. When you're done, make sure it's cool, re-drain it. After it's drained, now we're gonna pull out the thermostat. It's just two small little bolts, 10 millimeter, generally for most cars. Be careful because that gasket can fall inside. If you have pieces fall inside, make sure you clean those up. Keep an eye on how the thermostat came out because you're going to want to put the new one in exactly the same way. Now just scrape off the gasket. The gasket scraper I'm using is reusable. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll get your new gasket and thermostat. Once again, put it in the right way. Not upside down. The right way. Throw your gasket in. Make sure it's lined up properly. Get your new thermostat in. And tighten her up. Now refill again and drain again. Be sure you have your heater on the whole time when you are cycling the coolant. It will not cycle all of the coolant out if you do not. When filling coolant, it's important to note that not all the water will leave your system, so if you get a pre-diluted 50-50 ratio, it will be off. You will have more water than coolant. So I got the concentrated and I did the math. I'd say this coolant flush helped quite a lot. If this video helped you out or you gained some useful information, send it to a friend, leave a like, hit subscribe. Let me know what you liked and you didn't. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!